Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. I am Pooja Devedi, and in this segment we bring to you objective questions on a daily basis to help you crack prelims. So let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. With reference to Comptroller and Auditor General, consider the following statements. His tenure is for a period of 6 years or up to the age of 65 years. He audits financial accounts of both the levels, the centre and the state. He can be removed by the President on the same grounds and in the same manner as a judge of the Supreme Court. So we have to select the statements which is or are correct. So as you can see, all these three statements are definitely correct. The correct answer to this question is option D. CAG is the head of the State Indian Audit and Accounts Department. Created in the year 1753, it is one of the bulwarks of the democratic system of government in India, and the others are Supreme Court, the Election Commission and the UPSC. He is the guardian of the public purse and controls the entire financial system of the country at both the levels, the centre as well as state. The accountability of the executive to the parliament in the sphere of financial administration is secured through audit reports of the CAG. Let's talk about his appointment. He or she is appointed by the President of India by a warrant under his hand and seal, serves for a tenure of 6 years or up to the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. The removal can be done by the President on the same grounds and in the same manner as a judge of the Supreme Court. He does not hold his office till the pleasure of the President. You have to remember this. Moving on, consider the following statements regarding Indira Gandhi. She was the first woman of Indian origin to hold the position of President of the INC. She served as the Minister of Information and Broadcasting under the then Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. Indira Gandhi was the first and only female Prime Minister of India to date. So, we have to select the correct statement. If you look at the first statement, it is incorrect. Why? Because Swadeshi Naidu was the first woman of Indian origin to hold the presidency of Indian National Congress. Second and third are correct. The correct answer to this question should be 2 and 3. That is the option B. The Prime Minister of India has paid tributes to former Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi ji on her birth anniversary that falls on 19th November. Indira Gandhi was the central figure of Indian National Congress and is the first and only woman Prime Minister of India to date. She was the daughter of the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. Also, Indira Gandhi was born on 19 November 1917 to Jawaharlal Nehru and Kamla Nehru in Allahabad, India, now Prayagraj. In the late 1950s, she served as the President of the Indian National Congress. However, the first female president of INC of Indian origin was Swadeshi Naidu. Now, as we talk about her, then she, that is Indira Gandhi, served as the Minister of Information and Broadcasting under the then Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri. Moving on. In 1966, after the death of Lal Bahadur Shastri, she was elected as the leader by the Congress Legislative Party. Moving on. The National Generic Document Registration System portal is launched by which of the following ministries? The correct answer is option A, that is Ministry of Rural Development. Recently, the Ministry of Rural Development inaugurated Bhumi Samvad, National Workshop on Digital India Land Record Modernization Program. The ministry also launched the National Generic Document Registration System portal as well as dashboard. The DIL RMP was approved by the Cabinet on 21st August 2008 for modernization of land record system in the country, a modified program via the National Land Records Modernization Program, now renamed as Digital India Land Records Modernization Program, has been formulated. Moving on. Bribery Risk Matrix 2021 has been in the news. It is being released by which of the following institutions? The correct answer to this question is option B, that is TRACE. Bribery Risk Matrix 2021 was released by TRACE, an anti-bribery standard setting organization. It measures business bribery risk in 194 countries territories and autonomous, semi-autonomous regions. It was originally published in 2014 to meet a need in the business community for more reliable and nuanced information about the risk of commercial bribery worldwide. It aggregates relevant data obtained from leading public interest and international organizations including the United Nations, World Bank, Wiedemann Institute at the University of Gothenburg, and World Economic Forum. Moving on, with reference to the Swadeshi science movement, consider the following statements. The correct we have to choose from the two statements. Keep in mind, it was started during the Swadeshi movement in 1905. It was started by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. So we have to select the correct one. The first is incorrect because this movement, the Swadeshi science movement, was started in the year 1991. If it has been started in the year 1991, then of course it was not started by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. So the correct answer to this question is option D. The Union Ministry of Earth Sciences has recently launched the 7th edition of the Indian International Science Festival. In 1991, it was decided to launch the Swadeshi science movement at all India level and named it Vijnan Bharati. One of the objectives is to motivate young scientists towards greater creativity and originality. Headquartered at New Delhi, the Swadeshi science movement was started in the Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, by a few eminent scientists under the guidance of Professor 𝐾𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢. This movement gradually gained momentum and emerged as an organization with national presence. With reference to the Amazon rainforest, consider the following statements. The Amazon rainforests are tropical rainforests. They are found in the northern South America. It is bounded by Atlantic Ocean to the east and the Pacific to the west. We have to select the correct statement. The first statement is definitely correct, that these are tropical rainforests and are found in northern South America. But second is not, because it doesn't have the Pacific in the west, but the Andes in the west. So the correct answer to this question is option A, that is one only. A report by Brazil's Space Research Agency found that deforestation increased by 22% in a year. Deforestation in Brazil's Amazon rainforest has hit its highest level in over 15 years. Amazon rainforests are large tropical rainforests and they occupy the drainage basin of the Amazon River and its tributaries in northern South America. Also, it is a vast region that spans 8 rapidly developing countries, that means more threat to them: Brazil, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guinea. And that is an overseas territory of France. Tropical forests are closed canopy forests. They grow within 28 degrees north and south of the equator. Very important this point. They are very wet places, receiving more than 200 centimeter rainfall per year, either seasonally or throughout the year. Temperatures are uniformly high between 20 to 35 degrees Celsius, and such forests are found in Asia, Australia, Africa, South America, Central America, Mexico, and on many of the Pacific Islands. Comprising about 40% of Brazil's total area, it is bounded by the Guinea Highlands to the north, the Andes Mountains to the west, not the Pacific, and the Brazilian Central Plateau to the south, and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. Let's move forward. Consider the following countries: Chad, Cameroon, Libya, Benin, Togo. Which of the countries mentioned above have a border with Nigeria? So Chad does have a border with Nigeria, so does Cameroon, but not Libya. Benin also has a border, but not Togo. So the correct answer is option B, that is 1, 2, and 4. Let's move on to the explanation. Gunmen in the northwestern Nigerian state of Sokoto have killed at least 21 people in fresh attacks on several villages in Sabon Birni area. Nigeria is a country in West Africa, most populous one in Africa. It is geographically situated between the Sahel to the north and Gulf of Guinea to the south in the Atlantic Ocean. Nigeria borders Niger in the north, Chad in the northeast, Cameroon in the east, and Benin in the west. It's a federal republic with its capital at Abuja. Moving on. Consider the following statements. Arjun Sahayak project and Majgaon chili sprinkler project belongs to Rajasthan. Rashtra Raksha Samarpan Parv, which is being held in Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. The UP Defence Industrial Corridor is being executed by DRDO. We have to select the correct statement. Arjun Sahayak project and Majgaon chili sprinkler project belong to Uttar Pradesh, where the Raksha Samarpan Parv, Rashtra Raksha Samarpan Parv is happening, that too in Jhansi. First becomes incorrect, second is correct. And UP Defence Industrial Corridor is not being executed by DRDO but Bharat Dynamics Limited. Third, first, both are incorrect, one and third. Second is correct, as we had to select the correct one. The correct answer is option C. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Mahoba, has already visited Mahoba in Jhansi today, and he will inaugurate multiple projects in Mahoba this afternoon. He already has. These projects will help alleviate the issues of water shortage in the region and bring much needed relief to the farmers. These projects include Arjun Sahayak project, Ratauli Weir project, Bhauni Dam project, Majgaon chili sprinkler project. The Prime Minister will also launch multiple initiatives of the defence sector at Rashtra Raksha Samarpan Parv, which is being held in Jhansi from 17th to 19th of this month. It is a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Prime Minister will also lay the foundation stone of 400 crore rupees project at Jhansi, node of UP Defence Industrial Corridor, which is being executed by Bharat Dynamics Limited. The purpose is for setting up a plan to produce propulsion systems for anti-tank guided missile. Very important point. Moving on. Consider the following statements with respect to aviation sector of India. Airports Authority of India was established in 1995 and the first commercial civil aviation flight took off from a polo ground in Allahabad. India has become the 5th largest domestic aviation market in the world. So we have to select the correct statement. Airports Authority of India was established in the year 1995. This is correct. And also the first commercial civil aviation flight took off from a polo ground in Allahabad, now Prayagraj. India has become the 3rd largest, not the 5th. So the correct answer should be 1 and 2. Third is incorrect. The correct answer here is option A. The Civil Aviation Minister yesterday inaugurated a curtain raiser event at Wings India 2022, which is Asia's largest event on civil aviation sector. Civil aviation in India, the world's 3rd largest civil aviation market. It traces its origin back to 1911. The first commercial civil aviation flight took off from a polo ground in Allahabad carrying mail across the Yamuna River to Naini. Also, AI was established in the year 1995. Moving on. The Statue of Unity has been sculpted by which of the following sculptors? The correct answer is option B, Shri Ram Sutar. The Prime Minister will inaugurate Atal Ekta Park in Jhansi, and it is named after former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee. The park has been built at a cost of over 11 crore rupees. It is spread across an area of about 40,000 square meters, and it will also house a library as well as a statue of the former Prime Minister. The statue has been built by the renowned sculptor Shri Ram Sutar, who is the man behind the Statue of Unity. Moving on, which country has been suspended from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics by the International Olympic Committee? The correct answer to this question is option C, North Korea. US President Joe Biden has said that his administration is considering a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing, China. He asked the possibility of the boycott during an Oval Office meeting with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada. North Korea was formally suspended from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. It was done by the International Olympic Committee. It is actually a punishment for refusing to send a team to the Tokyo Games, citing the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's look at the practice question for the next segment. Russia and the US are among the largest shale oil producers in the world. Currently, there is no production of shale oil and gas in India. Shale oil is also called tight oil. So we have to select the correct statement. I hope you'll be answering it correctly on the comment segment. That's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.